Hello there. The UK narrowly avoided a recession last year, but economic output is still below the pre-corona level as the only one from the group of the G7 economic nations. So the British economy has avoided a recession for the time being. In the final quarter of last year, so 2022, economic output stagnated compared to the previous quarter as the Office for National Statistics, that's the ONS, announced on Friday. The economy had already contracted in the third quarter, raising the risk of a recession. However, at minus 0.2%, economic development in the summer was somewhat more favorable than previously known. A technical recession occurs when a country's gross domestic product, so the GDP, falls for 2 consecutive quarters. For the year as a whole, the British economy grew by 4%. In the previous year, it was at least 7.6% growth due to catch-up effects after the difficult COVID year 2020. However, economic output is still 0.8% below the pre-COVID level as the only one from the group of G7, as I said earlier. Development in the final quarter was weighed down by manufacturing, and that shrank by 0.2%. In contrast, the construction sector grew by 0.3%, while the service sector stagnated, but we all know how important the service sector is for Britain. The economy is more resilient than many had feared, that is what Jeremy Hunt said. However, he warned the country is not off the hook just yet, especially when it comes to inflation. The price increase rate is 10.5% and still higher than on the continent. If they stick to the plan to halve inflation this year, they can be confident of having one of the best growth opportunities in Europe, said the Conservative politician, but how many will believe him? The central bank assumes that Great Britain will slide into a recession this year, albeit for a shorter period of time and less severely than initially feared. The kingdom has also been plagued by an unprecedented wave of strikes in many areas of public service for weeks. The financial policy spokeswoman for the opposition Labour Party, Rachel Reeves, blamed the government for the weakening economy. She called for a tightening of the excess profit tax for energy companies in order to be able to better cushion the increased living costs of households. And so this is all keeping a grip on us, but fortunately at the moment the inflation here in Germany, for example, is lower. We all felt the price rise last year as well, but not as much as in the UK, and so you always see that Brexit plays a role there. And in other videos this week, I will talk about this again, especially about the results of trade. Let me put that that way. And it is something I'm really worried about for my friends in the UK. I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.